Hello. How's it going? Whew. Today feels super busy and not at all. All right. How are you doing today? How are y'all doing today? What is happening? Today I'm playing Ship Graveyard Simulator 2. And it's a game I've been playing off and on over the past few years. And it's really cool. Um, because you're taking down giant ships like that all by yourself. Oh, nope. We don't need any dynamite right now. uh, in fact, this used to be our place of taking down these ships, but the ships got too big, and so we have to go to another area. So we're just gonna go ahead and journey on over there. All the stuff in the back is all the stuff that I've already taken off this ship that I've been working on. I don't think I'm all that close with being done with it. For a second there, I couldn't remember if this is where my ship was. So truly, whether it's the grocery store one or the cult one, there's a lot of things that you know you can do to simulate it real from real life. Also, hello, Ramona. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm suddenly so tired. All I had was like one thing to do today and a meeting. And I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted today. One of my favorite parts of this game is that I can yeet things from pretty far away. I also I like to ever so often just run around and clean up all the scrap that I've dropped from this ship, which is a cruise ship. It's a small, very small cruise ship. Maybe only holds like 1,200 people. Maybe that much. Are there stairs? That's too far away. I'm not doing that. Okay. So let's get a bit of a scale for how big this actually is. Okay, so like this, honestly, it's one of the smaller ships I've been working on. It's it is a cruise ship. It's only like 2 or 3 levels tall in terms of where people will sleep and whatnot. I don't recall if there was a pool. I've been working on this. I've only had 2 sessions of working on this, and then I just didn't. But I did get the steamship one, and that does include the Titanic, and that feels overwhelming because these are like the submarines. That's what they're called. I was like subways. I was like, no, subway's not the word for a thing that goes underwater. The submarines were pretty large and intense because they also included nuclear warheads and just generally radiation in places. So that was an issue. That was an issue, yes. But let me back up and try to center this because I like to yeet things directly onto my truck. Because I've already taken down 2 or 3 levels at this point, but that included like where the captain drives the boat and whatnot. You know what? I could be wrong. I don't even think that's where I may have just reached that point. I missed the ladder. How's your day been? I have to knock out all these little blue things, which if you hit in the center, that takes them all out at once. But I have to break down the floor, the walls. I have to grind stuff so that it can be lifted up. Like I could probably grind this. And I also have to weld stuff to break the welds. Yeah, this probably could be broken down. Luckily, I've upgraded all my tools so it goes pretty fast. Pretty okay day wise? Awesome. Love that. I love it just like an okay day. Okay days are not necessarily bad days. I mean, they may not be the most amazing ones, but they're definitely fine. Oh, and then I get to use cranes, which is one of my favorite parts. Is that I get to break the break the thing, break the welds or the stuff holds the fasteners, and then I get to call the crane, and then the crane does bloop bloop, and then it comes over. This is my crane, okay, and then it throws stuff down, and then it yeets it up so fast. Yep, even Maydays are pretty just like, okay. At least, the worst of the worst didn't happen. Okay, so I don't know why I decided to start here. That's a huge hook that I just disregarded on the other one. I have to remember what tools are where because they're always in the same spot. But I just forgot. And I can also climb up some of this stuff. Not that one though. That's not a ladder I can climb. Yeah, now I can pick that up. Now that I put in that order, I can break down more stuff and pick it up. But I do have to be careful because I will lose out on contracts because I have little contracts on the top left over here. When you see where it says Marmor and Sandini and Lubber, I'm collecting stuff for people to buy off of me. This all takes place out of like coast of India or something like that. So it's fine. It's cool. Pretty. It's kind of a interesting. Like, why wouldn't they do that? Anyways, so I'm collecting stuff for my contracts, and if I don't tear down the ship right, I can lose some of these objects. I've had to redo a couple of ships. That take they are definitely like take a couple of days to do or week. I've had some that take a week. And that's if you don't break it down right, you take out the floor and it's unstable. It just falls down and disappears on you, or it explodes because sometimes you have gas things and if you break down a pipe and you haven't disconnected the gas or turned off the gas, then you're gonna explode something, and that's not good. It's not good. You don't necessarily die; you just get put back at your home from the point where you would have died. Yeah, so it's not like devastating, but it's also not great. This is my big hammer that takes out, all of those at once. I use it to break stuff down to say, all right, this is ready to be picked up. So not everything needs to be picked up by crane. I am so strong. I like the big hammer too. I am so strong. I can carry 350 kilograms. Hang on a second. Boop, boop. All right. Have a great day. Let me just make sure people don't want to talk to me now that I'm off the clock. How dare you, Emily? Person I watch who does gaming and stuff, she decided to stream today. It's not a normal stream day for her, but now I can't watch it because I'm streaming. Anyway, let's take the rest of the stuff off of here. Okay, this is... Thank goodness this takes like 0.5 seconds to break these, because before you level up all your tools... How do I crouch? C. Okay. Before you have to level up your tools if you want it to go faster, because otherwise I'd be sitting here grinding on this for far too long, and this game would not be nearly as entertaining, because if I have to do that much on a large ship every single time, I don't want it. So let's go ahead and call got all these cute. How did you not make it? All right, I got 4 items in queue. Fantastic. Oh, I have 2 cranes. I have 2 crane. What? I have 2 cranes. We're just gonna. That didn't go as expected. That's fine. I had no idea I had 2 cranes. That worked for me over here, but that makes sense. Just surprised. Alright, take that out, take that out, take this out, pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, Alright. And then I get to break apart the structure of the ship, which I won't do. That can cause problems too. And you can only, it'll only be fully separate when the floor doesn't exist against it or the ceiling and there's nothing else attached to it. Then it's like, okay, I can be freed. I also have a grappling hook so I can get places when I don't have stairs. So, but luckily I still have stairs. I just haven't been in. These all used to be rooms, activity rooms, things like that. It's not a glamorous cruise from what I can tell. It's also kind of old, which is fine. It's just, if I was told I was going on a cruise on this ship, I'd be like, no thank you. Feels like it's gonna sink. Feels too small. Also, or I'd just be like, I don't want to be sick on the sea today. But this is where I've taken out. Here we go. This is where I've taken out rooms. I've taken out the ceilings. So, truly, honestly, it's honest. I love having a grappling hook. Just takes me back to the days of playing James Bond on the Nintendo GameCube. I think it may have been the GameCube. I don't know. It's GoldenEye. Played a lot of that. Oh, look, I can throw this and it reaches my truck, and it'll do better if I jump, so it doesn't hit the wall, and then it lands in the truck beautifully. So that's nice. Look at this carpet. I feel like it would smell, and it does not excite me to be in here. Like, I definitely have to be in some hazmat outfit to not smell this. This bookshelf, gotta break that down. Like, this is almost, I would say this is a good head empty game, but you do have to think about your process sometimes. But when you don't have to worry about whether you can break the floor in this particular area, it's a pretty head empty game. It's just a matter of picking everything up, eating it, and then there we go. And then moving on. I've done a lot of ships. Yeah, pretty close to head empty. Oh, I have this lockpick game. Almost there. There we go. I found $150. Nice. And then I can pick this up. I've hit my weight limit of carrying 350 kilograms. Over here jumping with 350 kilograms in my hands. I won Iron Man several years in a row. Oh my goodness. There we go. And there's no damage in the game unless you get too close to radiation. Not even fall damage. Like, I've fallen off of pretty tall ships all the way to the ground, and my guy's just like, and I landed beautifully. A 3-point land. It was great. And I wish these murals were like actual pictures and whatnot, but no, that's just the wallpaper that gets that You have to take out the whole wall to remove it. Sometimes I wonder why these ships got decommissioned, but then I also look at the carpet and I'm like, oh, this was built in the like 60s or 70s. It's time to cut this one loose. Honestly, there is a power to busting out a floor and then watching the whole floor just like cascade down, because I tend to do it as one move. Like I'll do the cleanup now and then I'll start taking down the walls, and I'll knock down one wall and it's like a domino effect, and then I go for the floors domino effect. It's really, honestly, very satisfying. Boop. It's a pretty chill game. I also have chill hop music on. I will say I won't say it's hard for me to listen to chill hop since driving Uber, and I used it as my, I need music, but I don't want to be so divisive with what I'm listening to, because otherwise I'd be listening to classical or something that most people wouldn't want to listen to. So I was like, chill hop it is. It just takes me back to those days, and not necessarily a day that I wish to go back to. We got bunk beds. We gotta knock those down. I always accidentally throw my my stuff that I'm working on. Just eat it. It's unpleasant. I'm just like, I'm trying to carry stuff and you're making this hard, guy. Oh, a mini fridge. Nice. Have you been on a cruise before? Oh, I'm carrying too much. I've been on one cruise. It was fine. It's not my favorite way to vacation, but it was fine. Um, it was interesting to see how they work. They do make for easy vacations, but they're not taking me where I want to go either. So most of the time, at least. That what is this? Is this a stairwell? Yes, and now we've reached the bowels of the ship. Oh, there's more. Oh, this is like the ballroom area and the area where there's like you can watch stuff and there's shows maybe. What else is down here? You know what? We're not gonna do that yet. I don't want to spoil myself on these floors. Oh, no wonder they said we need 131, 100, and that's what it was, 110 sofas under the contracts. Oh my goodness. There's the truck. And I don't have to use my truck to get stuff, but it's just how I do things. Oh, why are you here? I can actually put down giant disposal bins. This was not ready to go, but I have taken out the structure for it. The stairs could probably go, so let's do that. I know I asked a question. What was my question? To know where you said I have not. What was I just talking about? Oh, been on a cruise. Yeah. Could be an easy way to do it. So, I love cruise people because they're like, yeah, we've have 4 planned for this year, and you're just like, when do you work? Like I knew someone at NI that she took cruises all the time, and they had enough points that they kept getting free rooms and free cruises. I was like, goodness gracious! But like clockwork, every 3 months she was going on a cruise. I was like, that's wild. I'm glad you found something that you really enjoy. Fantastic. And that's before I had even gone on a cruise. This is stairs down. Okay. Stairs are across from each other. Makes sense. That room's clear. That room's clear. These two are. I do see this. There we go. And there's some of the giant steel beams that are all over at the top because they're all segmented. Oh, okay. We the amount of times I legit say yeet playing this game because I'm just throwing stuff all the time. That's like a brand new TV that I just yeeted. And for some reason, people left their clothes here. Like, I'm trying to figure out what happened to this ship that people had their clothes still on here. It doesn't make sense, but whatever. Oh, it's too far away. There we go. I feel like I would want to go on another cruise if we were going somewhere that wasn't Cozumel again. I've been there twice. It's fine, but I would like to go another place I haven't been to. Turks and Caicos, Jamaica, Bahamas. I can't reach those for some reason. Let me out. Okay. Like, who's leaving their suitcases here? I'm so confused by what happened to this particular ship. Oh, now I have too much in my hands. That's annoying. Okay. Why won't you fall too? You're being held up by this top bunk. Weirdly enough, it's really hard to go over the railing of a cruise. You have to really put your mind to it to do it. It never crossed my mind that I could just fall because you would hit the boat first, and the pools aren't deep enough, and you're tall enough that it wouldn't affect you. Uh, it would affect me if I sat down and then just didn't stand up again. They don't know. You have a higher chance of catching norovirus on a cruise, of all things. Catching the flu, giving yourself a sinus infection. Don't use spray deodorant in the bathroom, um, because it is not a greatly ventilated area. And don't stay in there if you do. Air it out. I gave myself a sinus infection because of that. That was the first poisoning. Okay. Alright. I don't get paid enough for this. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't get paid enough to do this job. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's not an hourly thing. They could pay me by how much I take down, by how much the ship weighs, and I take and everything I collect off of it. But no, I make more off the contracts. And it's also just me. Did I pick up a? No, it was already open. Okay. What's so heavy? Are the safes that heavy? Interesting. Like, these beams really aren't that heavy. They're maybe 8 kilograms, maybe. But the safes seem to be pretty hefty. Oh, you gotta watch out for the floors. Sometimes they're not there. They're just gone. Let me free. Sorry, I was scratching my nose. Because as soon as I start talking for any amount of time, my nose is like, "Hey, I want to hang out too." And I'm like, "We don't need you here." But it's like, "No, we're gonna do this. You're gonna be talking, and all of a sudden you're like, I can't breathe because nose doesn't want to work." Okay, this is a connected room, so that's fine. We're going to jump, yeet, and move on with life. That's a connected room. This is not, but it is It's a standard. Like I just don't know why this ship was decommissioned, and with people's stuff on there. That's the part that confuses me. And maybe, and honestly, they probably tell the story of what happened to the ship, and I've just never paid attention to it. Um, because I'm like, okay, I got a ship. I don't really care. But now I'm like, y'all left people's stuff on here. Hello, hello, my truck. I also have it set to always be day, but it's always like in the morning day, so the sun never changes. So some areas get kind of dark, but otherwise you get the day-night cycle, which is not necessarily desirable. Okay, I assume that this will come off eventually. One of my favorite things to do is to just balance on the walls up here, because I mean they're pretty sturdy, and break down the ceilings or the ceilings and the floor generally from up there, depending upon where I am in the process. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and yeet this. We are done collecting the garbage on this floor. Let's call the crane for this. Why are you not disconnected? Okay. I think it believes it's connected to the wall. Hammer. Yeah, that's what it was. Alright, so I guess we can kind of go around and get whatever I haven't gotten from getting the floor on the previous ceiling and the outer ones. Oh, I don't think I can get to these underneath. Nor is there ship. Okay. Let's... I love what I miss. That's okay, I can do everything from here. Yeah, let's make sure the tops are done. Because there's two sides to every wall. I don't know if you've noticed. I thought I fell into the floor. There's two sides to every wall, or two pieces to each wall. There's the piece that we see on the outside. On whatever side we're looking at is a different part of the wall. Even though this is they share a wall, there's two pieces. So I need to make sure they're both disconnected for it to be successful at taking down the walls. And somehow I still have poor aim. I don't know how. So I took down some of those walls, but again, not everything has been freed yet. Okay. I don't know if this will ever be free to be taken down, but it feels like it will be. I don't know. We'll see. That might be one of those craneable chunks. Let's see. Nothing in here. There we go. Okay, these are all connected. Fantastic. Really got to pay attention to your corners, or you're going to be like, why did it fall down like the rest of everything? And then you realize, oh, I forgot one of these dots where they welded it up there. This room is okay. That just means I didn't do a good job when I was removing the floor/ceiling from the previous floor, which is kind of really annoying. Huh. Let's minimize that, see if that helps streaming. Because it seemed like it was laggy. I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know about this. Minimize that. That's okay. It's on another screen. I'm not worried about it. Okay. Let's see if this gets a little bit better. Because right now it also shows the stream being so long. So far away. Let me refresh that. Okay. It honestly just runs a little bit better overall. Love that. Oh, saving. You're ruining my life. Okay. But not also at the same time. I love when a game auto saves, but it does a whole freeze situation when it does it on this game. And it also makes me think, especially if I was just troubleshooting how well the game is running, and I get real concerned about it. Okay. This room, these bathrooms leave. Honestly, they're kind of large for a cruise. I went on Carnival and the bathrooms were pretty tight. Reminded me of bathrooms in the apartments in Japan. Okay. I love that it sounds like it's storming. I forgot I had some rain noises. 10 hours of sleeping in the back of a car during a rainstorm. I forgot I had that going. I've had it going for, all day. Anyways, welcome on in, people, whoever you are coming in. Okay. We'll get to that side in a minute. I'm very methodical about this. Like, this is the one game that I'm truly, locked in on. This is the one task I'm working on right now, and then I do that task. Though, it wasn't always that way. It'd be like, oh, there's a thing I need to hit, and then I'd actually take down a whole floor that I didn't mean to yet. It's always a toss-up. Thank goodness I got some hops. Boop. That. Let's not fall into the floor. Not that it's a real issue, but I still don't want to. I still don't want to fall into the floor. I realized I was leaning away from my microphone because I was really concerned about falling. I realized I hadn't actually finished going down this side. I mean, we're gonna have to come back here anyways, but I need to finish the tops because I'll get distracted. Okay. We're not gonna have the magic of taking down. Oh, hey, stairs. Of a domino effect until I take out the bottoms of these walls. Did this room just now. Okay. Okay. I really do like that there's no fall damage because sometimes, honestly, I can't always watch when I fall off because I'm not afraid of heights. I just don't like that feeling of falling, and it's a little bit visceral in this game sometimes. But this is not nearly as tall as something I've jumped off of before. And like this guy, I imagine he's maybe mid-50s because of how his voice sounds. And I'm like, oh, this guy is kind of older. His knees has got to be broken. Just broke up. I love how I have poor mouse aim still, even in this game. I just don't understand it. Oof. Okay. Hey, there we go. Is that two different wall textures? There may have been a wall here. In fact, I'm pretty sure there was a wall here that also had a door opening at some point, and kind of like this, that separated this out into two different areas, like a little entryway and then a place to, you know, sleep and all that. And there was also the bathroom wall and the bathroom right here. And I was just trying to figure out why this wall is different from this one, but this one is for the little entryway. It's bizarre at best. Okay. Oh, this is the room without the floor. Partial floor room? Sure, we'll go with that. I don't know how I didn't get these when I took down the ceiling. That's annoying. I usually try to take them down all at once. Well, hey there. Okay. Let's do that. Great. 8. There we go. The ships I've taken down on this game have been between like regular old fishing boats to cargo carriers. I keep waiting for the ship carrier. You know, one of those Navy ship carriers, like plane carriers, those jet carriers. One of those would be sick. Also, would take like 3 weeks to do, because that would be ginormous, and it'd be even more entertaining and interesting if I had to take down the planes too. Okay. We don't take down the middle of the floor. The middle of the floor is a sacred place. It's how we remain standing up here without having to constantly be grappling everything. So we don't remove the middle of the floor. These, important. These, not so much important now. I don't know if I want the satisfaction of, you know, the full floor collapse. So I might take it down room by room. We'll see how I feel in about 3 minutes. Okay. And then they wobble. They wobble so much. But now we're opening up this place. We're going for the open concept cruise lines. I think at that point on a cruise, it's just called a barracks. Everyone's just staying in the same space, and nobody really wants that. Not a single person. And we've uncovered more places that we couldn't reach because we don't have a floor above. And of course, we haven't gone next door, so we're going to help out by taking out this side of the wall. Okay. This should be just about done. Because you have to remove. I guess you wouldn't really have to remove the floor, but um, it's just step. It's combining two steps at this point. For sure. Okay. This side looks done. Jump. Oh, we're saving. I love when it does that, like mid jump. There's a moment of panic. But like, there's a whole industry here, wherever this is actually located. A whole industry of taking down ships. Which honestly, and you get to do whatever you want with the stuff you find, whether it was liquids, furniture, acid, I guess. This was very much so leaning towards we want the copper, we want the aluminum, we want the TVs. There's 40 TVs. Um, there might just be 40 rooms altogether now that I'm looking at it. There's definitely a couple of extra toilets and showers. Maybe double the chairs. I don't know. I don't know how they. I've gotten all the armchairs, so that's cool. Maybe there's more rooms because there's 100. No, there's 110 sofas, which tells me that there's seating areas out of the residential areas, I guess one would call that. I got everything out here. Let's get these. I didn't try to count how many places for people to sleep there were, so we're just gonna keep on estimating. Okay. There we go. Let's take these walls out. Lovely. Love that. That guy did a good job. Oh, I missed one somewhere. What? You were hidden. Fall down. Okay. Let's grab all this. Look at all this metal. Because there's not a single thing. I guess there could be some wood in here, but that's not. This is not built out of wood, obviously. Ooh, we've revealed the ceiling of the floor below. Okay. I'm carrying too much. Okay. Hello, Tiny Pants. Hello, how are you doing? Miss you. Howdy. Howdy's such a fun thing to say. Oh, you're so sleepy. Okay, well, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you popping in and saying hi. But yeah, you should get some good sleep. Much like the same reason I should blow my nose. It'll make you feel good, I hope. Oh, a new hire. Oh my goodness. That is a lot. That is a lot. I feel like I'm still in training mode because there's just so much happening at work and everything's changing because the new CEO, who's the old CEO. Anyways, as a trainee, it does kind of feel like my brain is melting. I can only imagine training someone else. Hey. Hey. Thank you. I was kidding about this. Yeah. But I'm the new hire at this point, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, you should definitely go relax and go to sleep and just rest up because tomorrow's another day. Assuming you have to work tomorrow, of course. Well, I'm glad you stopped in though. Let me see. Bye. Oh no, I took out middle thing. That's fine. Have a good sleep. Okay. Well, enjoy. Well, I hope you get to enjoy the rest of your week after that. Bye bye. Okay. Boom, boom. The vibe of this game is a little bit different when you're listening to Chill Hop. The hammer hits hit just a little bit harder, and that's not necessarily good because it's not chill at all. It's pretty violent. But I don't know. It's fine. It's relaxing music. My whole goal is to not fall in that hole. It's the whole goal. Burp, burp. Okay. Got these up here. There we go. I do a lot of strafing in this game. There's not a lot of turning my mouse unless I need to. I'm just adjusting where my head is actually looking. But not when running. That becomes chaotic. Okay. There we go. That bathroom is free. These walls are almost free. Making good headway. There's a reason that it takes days and days to do this. I will spend hours upon hours working on a single ship. Which is also why I had to stop playing for a hot minute, because it was like a second job at some point. And I also ran out of good podcasts that not even podcasts, just I couldn't find something that I was vibing with listening to necessarily. No. That only affects the floor and not the ceiling, so it's not the worst thing, but I don't like it. Sneaky. Sneaky snake. Alright. May as well grab this part too. That's annoying. Get closer. Control the hammer. You are in control of the hammer. Control it. Ah! I'm blind. I'm blind. I don't know how I just missed so much. How is it so hard? um. There we go. Who didn't fall? Who did I miss? No, now this means I can definitely throw stuff a little bit easier. I'm carrying too much, just kidding. Okay. This outer wall is definitely harder to get to from inside the rooms, because there's no way to actually get to it outside, so you just have to make sure you go through. You have to pay attention to all the walls. Go. Okay. This is the first time that they're not like there's no one asking for just the metal. Like they're asking for other things, which is kind of cool. So I'm like, I got metal for days. Honestly, I don't know if this is just straight up aluminum. It doesn't really tell me what this is unless it's the only thing I've picked up. But even then, I don't even know if that's true. Okay. Yeet. Ah. Somehow I missed breaking this down. Okay. That's a choice. I love when these posts and stuff just stand there like, we know you told us to fall, but we're standing tall. We're standing strong here. They're not connected to anything. They're just standing there waiting to be picked up. It's not noble. It's kind of stupid. All right. All right, we got this random bathroom here. I assume that's where the extra toilets come in. Oh, at least it didn't fall. But hey, this is coming together, or coming apart, I guess, is really what's happening. Let's get rid of these. Or even the top ones. Ugh. There used to be something that was craneable that you could lift off of here, but I kept breaking it because I didn't realize what was even disappearing. I just never saw it until I finally saw it one day. Ooh, okay, there we go. My guess is that these are going to slip down and fall to the floor below. Or fall on me and just smack me in the face. Sure, that's fine. This is normal. The design is very human. Hey, truck. Oh, there you are. I have this feeling that I should move the truck down. Or let's put down one of these mobile cargo bins. Yes. And then it'll fill up. The truck has infinite space. I don't know how much stuff I've thrown out here, but it has infinite space, and that's all it. Like floors upon floors of this ship are in the back of this truck. And I'm not gonna even. There's a sorting area over on the other side where we started from, and I'm not going to sort it myself. I accidentally did that one day. I was like, never again. I'm over this. When it was on a bigger ship. Well, on a smaller ship, yeah, sure, you can get the extra money and stuff. I'm not worried about money. I've beat the game. I'm just playing DLC at this point. But I can still yeet these from as far or as close as I want. So that's cool. That'd be hilarious if I was like, oh, be careful of the hole, and then jump directly into it because I'm an idiot. That does feel honestly par for the course. Okay. Careful now. Alright. I didn't have to do that. I risked having to fall and be mildly inconvenienced for no reason. But I did it. It was fine. Oh, then there's this room that already did the collapsing. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm seeing some of these rooms for the first time. Man, that's one sneaky... I don't know what to call that. Dot. Weld? Weld. We'll go with weld. did get the walls already. And should be ready to fall. We'll bring down the country. Okay. Amazing. Are you available to pick up? Yes, you are. Okay. Man, it's always the doorways that get me too, because it's usually in some sort of corner situation. I guess I need to knock it down first. Okay. Now I can go through and pick up all the pieces. Oh, I'm carrying too much. I'm honestly impressed at how far I can yeet these things. Because I'm literally eating 300, upwards of 350 kilograms at any given moment. I'm an Avenger at this point. I am so strong. I am a superhero. Oops. I sometimes forget the controls. See, this is one of those things. Now I can break this and make it fall. What's holding you up? It is unstable. Oh, good, I can pick this part up. Yes! Bring me the crane. This is the part that I keep messing up, and so I finally caught it. Hey! Oh, we can get rid of this whole portion. Lovely. Where do you connect it to still? I've been trying to figure this one out for a hot minute. I saw green. Or maybe nothing. Do I know colors? I know colors. I don't know what this is connected to still. It might be even further down. It might be 2 floors that this is all connected to. But this part is not. What do you... Let's see if we can figure this out. We're gonna use some dynamite. We're just going to, I guess, put this here. So that does get removed. Does that fix this? That was it. I finally figured it out. Oh, that makes me so happy. Okay. Fantastic. That brings me great joy. Finally figuring that out. Okay. We gotta figure out what's going on with this and not fall into set hole. Break these. Okay, yes, these are breakable. Cool. For they are not being held onto by anything. You know, we don't have to do this the hard way. We can just go through here. Have to work twice anyways. Why make it more complicated? There we go. Oh, you're the worst. Oh, it did. Okay. Alright, let's knock this down. Okay. yes. This metal means money. Alright. Let's knock down these things. It wasn't an issue to call these, to not have a name for these until I streamed it today. And now I'm like, I don't know what to call these things. Okay. Can I reach you? Yes. Swinging this giant hammer with it with hops. That makes sense. Oh, I'm carrying too much. Oh my goodness. Where were you? You know what? This is fine. You're where I couldn't reach. You are fine. Okay. Let's toss this stuff. Can't get to that. Yep, let's go from over here now. Man, I'm so happy they've gotten rid of that rooftop part. That was gonna be really annoying. What? Why are you? Oh. Another sneaky one. Another sneaky weld. Sometimes you just need to be in a weird position to get the job done. There we go. Sometimes you have to stand on the stairwell banister. What are you? What is this? Is this a lighting thing? Seems like it. That's fine. I think I may have gotten the captain's quarters. I think I've already taken that down. I don't know. It's been a couple of months since I've played this. Okay. Ooh. I apparently missed a room. Or maybe this room hadn't presented itself. It feels like it probably did, but I just missed it. I don't know. Well, I got it now. These are all ready to go. This is not. Okay. It really does get interesting when you get into the bottom of the ship, because then you end up finding places like the kitchen and how they have the shiniest of ovenware and whatnot. You get to see the kitchen and the living quarters, and you're like, are we hobos? did we sneak onto the ship. Um, but I don't know. This is my first cruise ship. Theoretically, I feel like I've already done one, but it was like a test if they wanted to do a whole DLC of cruise ships. I think, but it didn't have this many rooms. I don't think, at least. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's a lot either way. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I got everything in here. Great. And that's finally gone, thank goodness. And this is gone, so now we get to look into the seating areas, which is honestly a lot of cruises. Just a lot of a cruise. City, it's a lot of seating. Usually for shows, performances of some variety. When I went on the cruise with my family, we got to see stand-up comedians. If you go to the ones at like matinee time, they're all clean. After 10 o'clock, it's a little bit more for adults. Which honestly, I appreciate that. Not that I ever saw them at that time. Okay, this is looking good. Let's go inside, tear this one down. I don't know why we decided to switch it up. I don't know why we decided to switch it up like that. But here we are. Really, these corners will get you. You can't just poke your head in and think you saw everything. Okay. That one seems free. Oh, that seems free. Great. Like, as much as I would love to speed run this game, I've seen people on Reddit, they're like, well, if you do it like this and this, you can collapse the whole ship at once. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not trying to do this any faster than I am. This is very much so I want to be busy doing something, but also have goals of accomplishment. And also, if you just collapse everything, you're going to miss something. But I'm still impressed that people found a way to speed run this game. Not how I want to play it, though. Okay. You're disconnected. I got all the corner ones there. Yeah, definitely. Like, why play this game if you want to be done with it fast? Don't play this game. Unless you've already beat it and then you're trying to see what can I do to optimize it. I'm like, I don't know how you would optimize this game to begin with. Like, even updating your tools takes time and money because you have to break down ships. Yeah, I don't know how people optimize and speed run this game. I feel like there are so many more interesting games to speed run, and this is not it. This is I need something tedious to do, something that doesn't require me to think. Okay. I don't know. Or maybe again, it might just be them seeing what they can get done. Truly, and it's not meant to be particularly interesting either. Like, simulator games tend to be kind of boring by nature, and that's one of the reasons I haven't streamed it till now. But also, I was like, I don't know if I really want to deal with playing GTA today, because that was the other idea, is that I was going to play GTA and do taxi missions, which would have been fun because I love GTA and it's very interesting overall. But then I was like, as the day wore on, I was like, ugh, I don't even want to think about anything, and so that's why I'm doing this today. And I can't do Winzoy because it just makes me sleepy. It's right up there with Tiny Glade. It's too peaceful. Too peaceful, too ambient. Maybe even, I won't say too pretty for keeping me awake, but it is a very pretty game. Um, oh, I'm glad that didn't hit anything. I wasn't ready to knock the walls down. Now I am. I'm sure we'll have some on the backside. This is the domino effect I wanted. That's very satisfying. Yeah, GTA is not chill. Not by any means. Ugh. This brings me great joy. And I know that there's probably some wall over there still, but what it got, very nice. Delightful. Okay. Oh, I'm full, I guess. Walls are apparently heavy, because I guess they're all steel. I think this is part of the Steel Giants? I think this is part of the Steel Giants DLC. I don't know. I have DLC for this game. Not obviously not as much as like The Sims, but I bought them all. They're like $7, I think. Maybe 15, I don't know. They always get them on sale, which is why I have this and why I bought the Steam Engine ones. That's why eventually I'll be taking down the Titanic, which honestly I would love help on. This is a multiplayer game because it's gonna take forever. Oh my goodness. But also I just like playing with other people. Playing solo is fine for some games, but this seems like a good one. Unless someone manages to like take out a floor before it was ready, before we needed it to go, and then we miss part of the contract, then that becomes an issue. And if you don't finish the contracts, you don't complete the mission of taking down the ship, because that's an achievement. And if you don't get that achievement, did you really play the game? I don't know if there are many other games with as much DLC as The Sims, and honestly, it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can't imagine there's that many. At least not paid DLC. No, I don't think that's. The Sims is its own beast of a game. So I can't think of any that have the same level of things to either buy or download. Like the amount of mods. Like I have over 121 gigs worth of CC and mods for my Sims game. And so it loads much like it did with Sims 1 when I had a bad computer. It's like solidly 20 minutes to get to the screen where you go to say you want to go play that last household you were on, and then it takes another 5 to 10 minutes to load up. But I love it. I love it, especially since I've been using Google Gemini and ChatGPT to, work out stories, drama, things like that. And it's really just like me brainstorming and it giving examples that I'm just like, okay, I don't hate that. And then me correcting it a lot because sometimes it forgets the facts that it just did earlier in the same session of chatting. Sorry, I moved my mouse. But it's been pretty interesting playing with ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Um, yeah, I knew this was going to be an issue here. I'm gonna have this whole wall to break down still because you just can't get to it. But the next level I think has floor. Nope, just kidding. Um. Oh hey, I forgot I have this one here. This one will fill up, and I'll have to use the crane to pick it up. It's getting there, but it's not quite there. You know when it gets there, when there's a net over it, then it does. It's not an option for you to throw to, unlike your truck, which the tires don't matter. The tires don't matter at all. Who cares if you're carrying a ship's worth of metal on the back? Those tires are not going to pop. It can carry infinite amount of weight. They're black hole tires. It's honestly impressive. Okay. All right. We're almost done with this floor. This is almost. But this is the part of the process where I'm like, okay, we almost have all the walls down. This is going to be great. And then I get to worry about the floor. But we have nothing important on the floor here, so it's just a matter of... Oh my goodness. There we go. I don't have anything on the floor. Black hole tires. It sounds like a band name, honestly. And of course, Black Hole Sun, which is a great piece of music. I'm pretty sure someone got murdered. That's definitely some old dried blood. They probably, you know what I fear? Here's what happened with this ship. It's haunted. Someone was killed. Maybe multiple people were killed. And it's haunted now, and the ship ran ashore, and they're like, nah, we can't, we're just gonna let this one go. People ran from the ship. They jumped off the ship, trying to get away from the ghost, and I have to make sure there's still floor. And so, yeah, ship's haunted. And that's why they're like, we're gonna tear it down. We're just gonna get rid of the legacy of this ship. The SS, oh, what is the name of this? I forgot. The SS something. Oh. What is our weather right now? Today is like, hey, we're gonna get up to 71. Tomorrow's gonna be 10 degrees warmer, but also like it's gonna thunderstorm on you, which is wild. Is this something, not really my intention just then? I just wanted to break those down, but you know what? This is where we are. We're gonna go ahead and knock this out. Go ahead and grab these. I got the other side over there. I understand it's unstable. That's why I'm using the crane to grab you. Yeah. I'm not honestly, I was surprised to know that it was going to be so cold in general compared to where we were. So that's plus. And then honestly, 80's not bad. 80's not too bad. I do wish it would stay 70. That'd be great. You're still attached. I understand. Okay. And now I can call the crane on that. I really didn't know I had two cranes to work with over here. Maybe that's new. They always have updates for this. There we go. Oh, this was ready to go too? Sick. This is going so good. Okay. And I have to even make sure that I'm not taking out the floor beneath this because I'll lose all all the money from this and the product, because I use the stuff that I collect from taking down these ships to upgrade weapons. Like I need to upgrade my crane because they added magnets to it. So now I can have an electromagnet pick up all the metal stuff. So I probably don't need to do this all now. Like I don't need to go through and pick up everything. It's just how I've been playing it, and I'm not changing that at this point for some reason. But I could use an electromagnet to pick up all this stuff, which is honestly pretty chill. Thanks, crane functionality keeping me from auto saving. Can I touch you? Let me touch you. Yes. Okay, so then we have 2 layers. Carrying too much, rude. Okay. I just realized I missed your stream today and I'm frustrated by that again. I was even awake earlier and whatnot. But I got busy. Either this is rust or blood, and I'm gonna stick with blood. This is definitely blood. This could be rust. Sure, someone was killed. Ships haunted. They ran screaming. That's why everyone left their stuff on here. Okay, can any of this go? Yes. Why? But also yes. Okay, I don't have anything on in my hands. Great. All right, now to start taking down the oh. Whee. Okay. Okay, so this is just walls, so I can remove this. Great. Okay, so this area, I do need to disconnect on here. Maybe... Oh, I guess when it gets too far away, I can't see it, so... There we go. I was like, I thought I had 2 cranes. I do. I just couldn't see the thing it was carrying. Okay, this is almost full, so let's start taking down some of the floor, preferably over here, I think. And then we'll get that picked up. And of course, there's 2 parts to the floor and the ceiling. Because they double... I don't know what... They double up on all the metal. I guess it strengthens it? I don't know. Feels like a good idea. It feels sturdy, I think. But as you can see when I do this, you can see that there's a whole other thing below. Just fine. It's not nearly as satisfying to remove. Look. This game's already terrifying enough when you're walking through and all of a sudden your screen starts to go dark around the edges and you hear the Geiger counter. It's already terrifying enough. We don't need to add ghosts. I don't want adversaries in this game. Would be great for Halloween though. I wouldn't play it on Halloween, that would be for sure. Or that event. I want to take out everything dealing with these stairs, I think. Can I pick this up? Are you attached? You're still attached. Oh no, I was just standing on it. Cool. Now I can grab these. Cool. Interesting. And like that, it's gone. This is where I like to go through and remove the tops of the top weld dots. Seriously, I don't know what these are connecting to. Like there's not a post there. Anyways, I like to go through and remove the top one so I don't have to worry about it later. But apparently it was sloppy the last time I played. If you've ever played, what is that game called? House Flipper. There's a haunted house, um, and you have to you can start cleaning it up and painting walls, but you don't get any electricity until you actually solve what the issue is, and that is there is a coffin in the yard, and then you have to just clean that up. And once you do, then the house is normal. But for a hot second, things are moving. There's a weird doll. You hear voices. It's pretty terrifying, unpleasant. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But once you clean it up, it's like, oh, we're good. Spirits no longer exist here. You're free to do as this game wants you to. It's weird, but also just kind of comical. Definitely a Halloween special, probably. You can also, in that game, redecorate the house from Home Alone. So that's also fun. That game is interesting. I haven't played the second one, which I mean, obviously more houses and whatnot. But I did play through the first one. I don't think I got any of the DLC for it, but I enjoyed it. I also just like decorating houses, which is why The Sims is so appealing. Yeah, they had they had some pretty famous houses, I think, um, which is really neat. But I couldn't tell you what kind of properties they were from, but you were like, oh, that's the Home Alone house. So that's because it's a real house that you can, drive by. So, but it was really funny. I was like, that's hilarious. Like, I almost want to reverse this game. Like, let me build a ship. Let me build a cruise ship. Let me build a cruise liner that needs, 100 rooms or so. That though, at that point, I think you're just playing Space Engineers, because then you're floating through space and building rooms and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Could be fun. Could be fun. Okay, we got half. I don't know if this would be half, but let's go ahead and go through. Removing the wall corners definitely makes this floor removal a little bit easier. Careful around the bin. In fact, we're going to go knock this down so we can have something to throw in there and hopefully... Hey! Oh, for a second there I thought I accidentally destroyed this bin, but no, it was fine. It got close. It got close. It was concerning. Look at this horrible carpet. You know that smells bad. You know this carpet smells like cigarettes and old. That's just the one word I got. Come with me, floor. It was the most 80s floor I've ever seen. It's not full yet, but almost. don't think it'll last much longer, which is fine. That is the goal. I'm not full up. Why are you not picking it up? You know, whatever. Yeah, definitely in a hazmat cleaning up this whole thing. So, or maybe when they finally open it up to the air, because until like anytime they're working open air, they can take their mask off. But otherwise, if if they still have ceiling, then they're in full like PPE. Because it definitely smells of cigarette smoke and feet. Just know it. Okay. Right? Unpleasant. I didn't think about this. I guess I have to go this way. Oh, hey, we're getting into more utility things. And we got some fire extinguishers. My brain tried to call them fire hydrants. So I was like, that's similar purposes, not what it's called. Get it right before you say anything. So I just stared at it going, not extinguished, not hydrant. What's the other thing? Look at them giving us exit signs. Mine now, sucker. How are we doing on this? We got all the bridge modules. We haven't collected all of anything except for these two things. The bridge module, which there's only 5 of, and the armchairs, which there's only 5 of. Okay, let's do this. There we go. And we don't have to do this from up here, but it's just how I tend to do it. I could be underneath and looking up, but I feel like that would be first neck breaking work, but also like not near as entertaining. Only looking up at a ceiling. But that's fine. Okay. Let me hit you. There we go. I love that video games will make you say things that you wouldn't say anywhere else, and also outside of context. It's definitely one of those very silly things that ever so often I say something like, if someone outside didn't know the context of what I'm saying, they would absolutely be horrified and call the police on me. Like, be still, let me cut you. Like, that's an outrageous sentence. But if the meat is running away and sliding onto the floor from the plate, then yes, stay still so I can cut you. Even then, it still sounds mildly like cannibalism. So, I don't know. I do like this game as a head empty game. It's really... I was just thinking, I should look at the time. I have no idea how much time has passed on stream. I looked at one point and it was like 9:19. So, it really does make time pass without having to be taking a nap. It's like passing time, but without... Let's try that again. It's like time travel, which is what I do when I go to sleep. It's like that, but without the nap part. You just go into this flow state of, let me beat everything up. Okay, let's stand on this. That's delightful. Yeah, the video game. mm. Okay, let's. Ah. Okay. Oh no, I'm trapped. Why? I don't know what to do with this situation. Okay, I'm good now. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. I just want to be on top. That's all I want. And you're making it really hard. Game. Okay. There we go. Let's grab this. I don't remember. You know what? This is fine. Where are we? Okay. Let's see if we can. It's full. Ha ha ha. Great. Okay. Let's grab. Let's call the crane. Come get your package. What do you think the most unhinged thing you said in a video game is? Because mine is definitely related to The Sims, like, get out of the pool, you're gonna freeze to death, or something stupid like that. Or, let me cut you. When the boss won't stop moving. For sure. For sure. It does really feel a bit unhinged sometimes, but it's just the nature of the game, and it does not translate to real life for the most part. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why I just suddenly got hungry, but I can only assume it's because all I had for dinner was a salad, which was good. It was good, but it wasn't dinner size. I mean, it's more of a lunch size salad. Um, and it was good. It was fine. I love chicken Caesar salad. Not enough chicken though, or Caesar, honestly. Um, but now I'm like hungry for something meaty, hefty, or sweet. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Ah, yes. Very good point. This is a good point. Getting rid of a whole floor without, and it's not like I was taking my dear sweet time. No, it just takes a lot of time. It's a whole ship. And not even the largest one I've worked on. Like this 2-hour stream I spent taking down an entire floor of a ship. Which I'm not upset about. This is par for the course. But also one of the reasons I either play this game a lot or not at all. I can pause my playback. Maybe that'll make it run better. I don't know what's happening, but it seems like the stream is running like a slideshow. and I don't like that. But it also says like the bit rate is fine, which means it should be seeing fine. But and the game runs really smooth for me, but I don't know how it's actually being seen on stream, and that is my concern. Really? Okay. Well, this will be the only stream I do this on then. I mean, it's a pretty game in terms of like the quality of everything, but I didn't think it would run so choppy. Because again, for me, it's pretty smooth. Nah, I mean maybe, but also like nah. I don't know. I'll have to find something else to play on stream, which is fine. This was just seeing how this one would go, but now it's choppy. Um, but also, I feel like there's either something wrong with my internet because YouTube's been real weird. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. The whole thing feels weird and off, which is weird because I pay AT&T so much for their best internet for standard residential person without it being a business, and it's over here being weird. I don't like that. So we'll see. I might have to give them a call. It's like I need y'all to reset something or give me new equipment because something's not running as smooth as it should. Because this theoretically should be pretty smooth, but maybe it's not. Maybe this one's not necessarily this game isn't optimized. I don't know. A computer could just be like, hey, you really need to do some maintenance and update me. And I'm like, when I can afford it, I will. But at this point, I cannot. I gotta get to a point where I could register my car in September. Because right now I have a lot of tolls from driving Uber that I couldn't necessarily pay at the time because I really needed all the money. Instead, they put it so I can't register my car until I pay off my tolls, which I have. I've started paying it off, and I will continue until it's done. Because again, I don't want to. I want to be able to register my car. I've already been arrested for that once, but on a 14-year-old ticket that I didn't even know I still had. Because I remember the day I paid it. Anyways, that's a different story altogether. That was a weird Thanksgiving. We'll say that. Okay. There we go. Yeet. Let's see if we can finish up this floor. Or the ceiling now. I feel like the issue, I don't know. I guess I don't play that many games. It just depends on the game, I guess. But I don't play that many games that require me to be in like first person view like this. So I don't know. It shouldn't be running as rough as it feels I was seeing it run. So I don't know. We'll see. What does it look like on OBS? I don't know why you insist on opening on this screen. That's stupid. Is it running a little bit better at this point? Because I stopped my playback of the stream, which is probably part of my issue, is that I have two playbacks. One that's within OBS, which is pretty much real time with myself, but I also have the one that everyone else is watching, and maybe that's the issue. What was that, guy? Why'd you just drop me through? Bruh. Bruh. trust issues. Didn't like that. I did fall through, and I don't know why. It's very weird. It's very weird. And again, like I said, I have trust issues now. Like, why would it do that to me? Oh my goodness. I didn't do anything. Why are those crooked? There's a lot of questions about this part at this point. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Okay, these are fine. This on certain levels, in the earlier levels, you'd have to take down these, you'd have to grind these and break them, and that that hurt on the earlier levels when you didn't even have the speed of the grinder. Ugh, hated that. Hated that. On the edge of glory. There we go. It even looks better in OBS, so I don't know. So if it looks fine in OBS, which it wasn't earlier, and then it looks poo-poo garbage on Twitch, then that tells me it's got to be an internet thing. Even though it doesn't say any drop frames or anything. It's not using too much of my CPU. Running at 60 frames per second. I don't know. Okay. Boom. 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 How far? Ugh. Feels like we're not close to the other side still, but I'm like, I got 10 minutes. But there's not that much to actually break down still. Okay. Hey, okay, that's annoying. Okay. Are you gonna drop me through too because you're weird? I don't trust you either. Okay, we're just about done. I'm sure I'll miss one or two here and there. That's the word I keep thinking of, but I keep trying to add extra syllables to it. I'm trying to be methodical about it, but it's not always easy. Especially when you're not looking at the big picture of everything that you're doing. Okay. I think I'm at a point where I want to knock out some of this. I can stand here. Okay. I can stand here. There we go. Let's watch the cascade. Incredible. And then we only have this small section here to go through, and then we'll have this whole floor done. And I'll call it a stream at that point. This won't take that long. It's just tedious. Tedium is not bad, but sometimes it is. When it's boring, for sure. What are you? I've already knocked you down. What? Okay, that's fine. I guess that's weird. Okay. There we go. Got that. These little intersections are a little bit tough. That was a good deep breath. My back popped. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Okay. We've got... Sneaky. Let's do that. Let's do this. This one. This. Are you ready to go down? Almost. It's always these in here. Let's stand on the actual structure of a wall and okay, got you. Got this. I think we've got these all knocked out. Ooh. Yeah, you're not really there. See, this is why I fell. Okay. Well, we'll see what we missed. And let's see if I missed anything. Some of these just don't fall because, you know, they're supported. And sometimes it's magic. Looks good though. Looks like we got it all. No, we missed some over here. I see it now. Alright. amazing how each one of these dots is holding up so much. There we go. We got it all. And now we have a whole other floor to start cleaning up, which has even more sofas. But I think I'm gonna call it there. This has been pretty productive in terms of, I mean, it's as productive as you can be on, 2 hours in this game. 2 hours in this game won't get you a complete ship breakdown, and that's fine. Well, I didn't really want to come here, but that's fine. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for coming to stream. Probably won't play it again on stream because it doesn't run well, and that's fine. Not every game is meant to be streamed. I was hesitant to stream it anyway, but I didn't have time to set up GTA. I'll have time next time, though. Next time I do games. Anyways, thank you for coming to stream. I hope you have a good rest of your Monday, a good rest of your week, and I'll see y'all next week, where I'll either be gaming or writing music. Bye-bye.